I'm on Nolan track today. Just going down for a walk, obviously. I'm going to walk down about 600 metres and then turn off and head along the spur and head down towards the river. A couple of people have done it before, and here's one of those trees that I've said in the past that the old timers, I reckon, used to plant around near their campsites and wherever their huts and that were. So I don't know why that would be just there right at the start of the track, but it's the only one there. That's interesting. Anyway, where was I? So while looking through a few satellite images, I found what looked like a track and a square box, almost container size, to be honest. So got 600 metres to walk down this track, and then I'm going left, and I'll see if I can get down to either of them. It might be too steep. This might be a 10-minute walk. I might come back and go back down Nolan's, I'm not sure yet. Well, here's the turn off. Heading down that way. I'll put a little landmark in there just so that I know exactly where I need to be going. My feet are going to get wet, unfortunately, because it's been raining, but anyway. And it's going to be slippery. The only issue that I reckon I'll have, steepness doesn't bother me. If it gets rough, well, so be it. Will be if we come across some cliffs, which I think there are some around here. And when we get further down to the workings, old mine shafts that possibly are in the ground. And hopefully I'll see it before I step in it. Nice little gully starting. So right now I'm at my first marker. It's clearing up a little bit, not as much cloud as there was before. I'm heading to the second marker. Should be this way. As long as I stay on top of the ridge, it pretty much gives me my track to get to where I want to go. Just walked into an area here. Every big tree has fallen down. It's almost, they haven't been cut down. They've ripped out the ground like that one there. And that one. And it's basically, there's trees, big trees around it. It's probably, I don't know, 150 metres, a 50-metre circle, I guess, maybe a 100-metre circle. Very weird. Every grass tree in it is dead. And there were some big ones. Jeez, look at the size of that old one. So I'm not sure what's caused every tree in this little spot to drop, but they all, looks like they all dropped roughly around the same time. Interesting. Now, on we go. Got to go down that way. Well, I'm at my second marker. The top of the little ridge is right there, right behind us. So I'm going to be heading down that way to my next marker, and this is the spur. I don't know if you can see it. It's starting to lighten up really well now. It's supposed to be a really good day once the cloud goes. Anyway, if I don't want to come back up here, I can always cross the river and hit the east walk and come back. Do it the easy way. The east walk's not a hard walk. So yeah, here we are on the spur. You can just see the spur going that way. Take me time coming down here. I've got another marker down here where I turn left and head towards the river. Hopefully it's not too rugged. Maybe I'll have to go all the way down the spur, then walk just up from the river. I won't be going down the hill. It's extremely steep and rocky. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a cliff there somewhere. I think on one of the satellite maps I did see an outcrop. So I'm just going to saunter down the spur and then maybe make my way across and try to find the odd square thing that just stood out. Probably a rock, but yeah, looked pure white and big, so the spur's pretty easy. I always get down closer than walk sideways across. I reckon I can see the river. I can definitely hear it. Definitely hear it. Yeah, that would have been just too steep. I'm not one to give up too easily. Going up, climbing up would have been probably okay. But it's really slippery today, so I'm not too keen on testing my luck. Over there is, I reckon that's the top of Nolan track, probably the highest point, and there's a little gully down there. This lovely little spur. like a walk in the park, really. Beautiful. We've still got clouds in the valley over there. We're at the end of this part of the spur. Getting closer to the river, probably only 500 metres away. This whole walk is only 3 k's one way. Once I get to the river, I know there's mining remnants down here. It'll be interesting to see. Unlock a little bit more of the history of the place. I think the consensus is that a lot of the stuff south of Obrien's Road was Chinese mining efforts. That's why there isn't an awful lot of, there's not an awful lot of documentation about it. The only one really that we've been able to find is Arcow, where the Arcow track is. It's a decent looking track there, possibly animal. Yeah, so the only real documentation of mining south of Obrien's Road is Arcow, and that's where Arcow track come from. It was a Chinese miner, there was a group of them. They all showed up and started mining the area. The other side of the river from Arcow is where the mining camp was, and they had crops and all sorts of stuff. There's a big pile of waste rock, old river rock that they pulled out of the river, and there's nothing much else. There was an old rumour of a family that used to go down around the Arcow area and spend the summer and live in an old cabin. Possibly that was in the old Arcow mining shack. Kind of makes sense once everything was put together. But what a lovely little view we got here. I forgot all about it, talking too much. So that'll be Nolan track going over there, which I said before. The river is just down through there, and we're on the spur heading down to it. And there's a gully just here that doesn't actually look too steep. I'm going to have a look at the map and see which way it goes, so I might end up going down that way. This is what looks like an old miner's hut. You can see they dug out the dirt around it. It's got a wall at the back, possibly where the door was, and could have been, this opening could have been where the window might have been. It's got mud holding it together, although a lot of it's fallen down and gone. Would have been hundreds of years, 160 years ago. Yeah, this whole little area just off of the spur, as I've started to come down the gully, they've been mined on this. So obviously they found something. There's a, just at the end of this little bit, there's a couple of shafts further up that are caved in. Bit of a hole there, and they started digging in the side there. rock wall, like a little gully to something they built just to throw all their crap out of. And the river's only, oh geez, how far away is that? The river's only just down there. And here's one of the cliffs. Yeah, the river's only just down the bottom there. Oh, yeah, mate. And there's the river and the valley. Looking pretty good, isn't it? These are for sure the cliffs. Won't be getting too close to them. You got the east walk down there. You can probably see there's a little, I might have to point it out in the video, there's a little, looks like a pink ribbon hanging down and a track right next to it.
Trees whisper as we talk. Wind and rain, they make us sway through the valleys every day. By the river, children play. Kangaroo hops on its way. Mountains stand so tall and true. Old timers share the stories new. Mother cries by old hut light. Warm fire keeps the cold from night. Across the cliffs our hearts will fly. In the rain where dreams don't die.
Very nice.
In the night the wind will howl.
No, I could sit here all day and have a look at it. But yeah, I'm heading down to head down to the bottom of the spur now and work my way along the river and see if I can find an old trail that I saw on the satellite. Now, this was a big operation. They did not muck around in here. Holes and gullies and channels everywhere.
Across the cliffs our hearts will fly. In the rain where dreams don't die. In the rain where dreams
You can kind of see a little bit of these remnants from the East Walk when you'll wander past, but you don't realise that they're actually this big It's just a couple of rocks, pile of rocks. Now I've been having a bit of a wander. It's a massive site. They pulled a lot of dirt out of here. So they must have got a fair bit of gold to take back with them. From what I read, the Europeans weren't real happy with the Chinese because they came over, did a lot of hard work, took the gold back to their families. So I'm trying to figure out how to get down to the river from here. Well, obviously I can go down all the way to the bottom of the spur, but then I saw an old track. Maybe it's an old track. Too late now, I'm going down it, but yep, it's an old track. A couple of them actually. They might end up being just animal tracks, but they look a little bit too. I reckon people have been hiking up here. That tree's a bit of a pain. I wonder if I can get rid of that. Bit of a monolith there, look at that. A statue of the river. I'll put the camera away so I can get down this hill. That was a bit of hard work, but we got down from up there. And a couple of really rough tracks. Come down just by that big rock. Now we're in the river flowing just next to us, and I'm just going to see if I can find any remnants of the water race. Make my way carefully along here. If it wasn't wet before, I'm going to be wet now. That's for sure.
Spirit stands under the southern cross.
There's the cliffs up there that we were standing on earlier. We don't want to fall down them. It's an understatement. There's the river. On the opposite side, the East Walk's just across the other side there. Just goes up that little mound a bit. We're on the other side. I'll actually do a marker to where we are so that you can have a look. Exactly. Geez, it's a big old tree. It's going to go. Anyway, let's stand under that. This isn't that difficult. I know exactly where I am. I reckon we got evidence of the water race right in front of us. Or, as I reckon it might have been a flume, which is a raised channel. You know, I reckon they've cut a hole out of this so they can run the water race up along that way there. Because it's oh, I don't want to fall in this, but yeah, definitely chopped it out. Whew. Just wander a little bit further up, see if we can find that path. I'm pretty sure I'll have service in here. I have done in the past. Yeah, definitely chopped out to run something through. Yeah, back down at the river. Had a bit of a walk. Yeah, I can't. There was a white line that was looked like a track, but I think it's just a line of rock. I think it's just the line of those cliffs. They got a very light, I don't know, a moss coating on them, and they go along it, and that's what the line was. Anyway, worth a try. So I'm almost right on the edge of the spur. You can see that rock over there. I think that's the edge of it, but directly over the other side there, you can see the track a little bit. That's the East Walk. There's another one of those pine trees. There's two of them over there. Oh, we'll go up here. Didn't see any remnants of a wall being built for the flume, but yeah, I reckon it's here somewhere. It'll be over the other side of the spur here. Still got a stack of workings. A little bit too steep to be going down there, I think. So I was hoping I could get to that wall that I found. Well, not that I found, that was pointed out to me, and maybe get along it a little bit, but I think it'll have to be another walk along the East Walk and cross the river and jump on and see where it goes. Anyway, I'm going to head back up and find somewhere and sit down and have something to eat and drink. Just come out from down there. Pretty good walk back up, not too hard. A little bit steep, but nothing really taxing. Back on Nolan's track, and I've got about 700 metres to walk out. That was a good one. Oh, a little bit of mining history down there, and at least had a look for the base for the foundation for the water race or the flume. Found a cutout in the rock, definitely done by wanting to put something through there, and couldn't get round to the rock foundation walls that I videoed on the East Walk. So means I'll do east walk again and cross the river and have a bit of a look around there at that time. So it was a bit of fun. Good to explore somewhere that is before it gets lost in time. Anyway, see you later.